Ladies and gentlemen, now I invite today's chief guest, Rear Admiral Mr. Khurshed, Honorable Secretary, Maritime Affairs, Government of the People's Republic of Bangladesh, to launch the 6th International Maritime Expo and dialogue officially with his valuable space.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, participants of the exponents, good morning and assalamu alaikum. At the outset, let me pay my deepest respect to the father of the nation, who was in fact not only instrumental for initiating the process of commercial trade and shipping in Bangladesh, but actually took very effective actions upon arrival in Bangladesh on 10th of January 1972. In March, he went to USSR, the Indian USSR, and signed a contract on the 21st of March 1972 to clear the Chittagong port from the mines and the ship wreckages and etc. So that was a milestone step, I would say, in the shipping sector, because the port was cleared by the then Soviet Union. 800 people came from the Soviet Union, and out of 800, 799 went back, except one, Mr. Retd, who died during the salvage operation in the Konopoli River. But the port of Chittagong was made operational by, you can say, by September, October. So that was a great step taken. And not only that, of course, you know that, shipbuilding sector as a whole, we owe much to our father of the nation, because he initiated the process. Now in the shipping sector, today where we stand, in fact, our trade is around $142 billion, export and import together. Out of this, this trade, almost 5,000 ships come from abroad, taking our import and also taking back our exports from Bangladesh. And each year, we are paying almost $9 billion only for the freight, for the foreign shipping. Although UNCTAD rules allow us to carry at least 50% of the cargo on our ships, but unfortunately, we have only 98 ships in our registry, and that's not good enough to carry our own, even half of its cargo. But if we could carry at least 50% of the allotted cargo and keep this $4.5 billion freights in the country, our GDP would have jumped by 1%. So that's an area we all need to think over, proud over, and evaluate where we stand today and where we need to go. Well, you have heard, we have number of ports. Yes, there are some ports which are limited by its draft, especially Mongla. Paira is coming up, even Chittagong is only 9.5 feet. But Mandarbari, of course, we have now 14 meter depth, but by that time it will be operational, we can have 18 meter. So 16 meter ships can come in. So that would be a boost definitely to our trade and the foreign business by 2026. As our, the business every year is increasing at a rate of 15% since 2012. 15%, it has got no relationship with GDP. So business is increasing, so we need efficient and effective ports to conduct this business unhindered and with efficiency to the foreign ports, and also minimize delays in our ports. Bangladesh Shipping Corporation, as you have seen earlier, had hardly 6-7 ships, not good enough. We need to probably improve upon that. Shipbuilding sector, yes, it did well in the past. We have exported ships to European Union and also to some of the African countries, even to India. But unfortunately, right now, most of the shipbuilding yards are, not doing very well as expected or as it started. So we need to look into that aspect as well. So where is the blockade? Where is the problem? What do we need to do? We all, the community, the entrepreneurs, the business people must come together with the government to solve this problem so that our shipbuilding sector can take off, not only one and two, all of them, so that we move forward, as a whole. Not only on the shipbuilding sector, also the seafarers or the manpower sector, manning the ships. If you know, out of 12 billion deadweight tonnage of cargo being transported every year by over 100,000 ships all over the world, the 46% of the crew, officers and men, are supplied by only one country, that's Philippines. And that's a great job they are doing, great service for the world. And what is our share? We get ourselves, sometimes ecstatic, saying that we are a riverine country. We also have sea. How much river as per volume we have? Only 15,000 square kilometers. But out at sea we have more than 118,000 square kilometers. So that needs to be looked into. We supply only less than 2% of manpower to the ocean-going ships. So that needs to increase. Because a captain of a ship earns almost $10,000 US per month. It's a lot of money. A tanker captain earns almost $15,000. It can vary up to 20,000. You can just tell me in which job you think honestly you can earn $10,000 per month. We need hundreds of men to go to Saudi Arabia or to Middle East countries to earn that amount of money, which is earned by only one single individual, if he's trained and equipped. We had only one academy in Juldia, now the government has another 5 academies. So there are academies now, right now. So we must, for the youngsters, for the parents, we will also appeal to you. They don't tell your children just to become engineer or doctor, or just send them to America or Canada and Australia, from where they will never come back, because the job opportunities, safety, security, whatever we talk about, all the comforts of life for a young man of 22 years age are there, which is not available in Bangladesh in most cases. So people would hardly leave this comfort zone and come back to Bangladesh after finishing their study. So think about whether we can make Bangladesh something like those countries, especially for the youngsters, early career professionals. So that's a job we must undertake. Otherwise, we don't see much of the thing coming in good shape, Another important sector is, Our Excellency has told us, ship recycling, ship breaking. It's a $2 billion industry for Bangladesh. Only 4 countries in the world are doing this ship breaking: Bangladesh, India, Pakistan and China. Only 4 countries. We do 94% of the ship breaking. All these 4 countries. Sometimes Bangladesh is the first, sometimes India is the first. That's the competitive edge. But there is a catch. Hong Kong Convention is coming into force next year in June. So after that, if we do not comply with the Hong Kong Convention, we have 123 shipyards or shipbreaking yards in Chittagong. We will hardly be able to buy ships. So that must be taken into consideration by all the shipyard owners in Chittagong, that what is to be done. India has doubled its shipbreaking capacity because it has built new shipbreaking centers. We were also supposed to have a shipbreaking yard in Barguna. The decision was taken in 2014, not today. But nothing has moved so far. So let me request my private entrepreneurs, so there is a place there. We can also double our output, $2 billion to $4 billion, if we would like to invest in the shipbuilding yards, shipbreaking yards. And also another important aspect is tourism, coastal tourism, cruise liner tourism. In our more than 50 years of our life, as an independent country, or even before, we never had a cruise ship coming to Bangladesh, so far. But coastal tourism, yes, at least one ship visited in 2017, Silver Discoverer. But we need to gear up and bring more ships. The only problem the shipping sector as a whole we are facing is lack of our awareness. Much of our people don't know, understand the shipping. We only go to beach when during, I keep saying this, honeymoon time, In honeymoon time, both of them are new. They need to see each other more than the sea itself. So we take bath in the knee-deep water in Cox's Bazar and we say, okay, we have seen Bay of Bengal. That's not the way you see the ship, this sector as a whole. We need to continuously evaluate our performance in this sector because there is so much room for improvements and increase our earning and contribute to our GDP. Of course, we have to remember sustainability. That's the Sustainable Development Goals main aim by 2030. Yes, sustainability depends on three things, only three things: economy, ecology, and society. Economy, well, you see, economy doesn't need much things. You have to be efficient, you have to be competitive, your economy will grow. Look at our garments and pharmaceutical industry. We are efficient, we are competitive in the whole world, and our economy is growing on the garment sector or the pharmaceutical industry. We are almost second or third in the garments in the whole world. So that's a credit to be taken. So economy is doing all right. What about the society? But society is also aligned with the economy only, that okay, GDP is growing, is okay, it's fine. Society is not looking towards the blue economy aspect of Bangladesh. Because if you have a garments industry, you get loan from the banks very easily. Very easy to get 200 to 300 crore taka and set up a small, medium-sized garments industry. And you will start making profit within 3 to 5 years' time. So the youngest son of the big entrepreneurs, when he earns money, he buys the best of the car in Dhaka city. He has the most modern flat, and he also has the most beautiful wife. So a young man of 30 years old, he has a beautiful car, a beautiful fleet, and a beautiful wife. Why does he go to the sea where, water is so muddy, you can't even see the fish moving in Bangladesh? So that's where is the competition. I have been trying for the last 10, 12 years. Since 2012, we have won our battle with Myanmar in the sea to take our entrepreneurs towards the sea, to employ more, to invest more towards the blue economy field. But the sort of incentives I am getting is not very much. So the society also needs to become aware. And for that, let me also tell you that most of the mariners present here or present in Singapore, we don't write even the newspaper. The newspaper and the electronic media is owned also by the few industrialists only. So they only publish news whichever interests them. And if you see every year, carry out an evaluation, hardly maybe 10 minutes time in a year is given by electronic media to the industries of the sea or to the problem of the sea or to the issues of the blue economy. So that's a very, very difficult figure to reconcile. But that's the reality. You and me, we can only say, we can only discuss, but we cannot change the society as a whole. But finally, sustainability also depends on ecology, It's not only economy, society, but also ecology. Ecologically, we are not doing very good. In 2002, we banned the single-use manufacture of single-use plastic. But today you see there are a lot of plastics in Bangladesh. Implementation-wise, we are lagging behind. The sea is getting polluted, so is the river. So we must initiate, and that's also the responsibility of the society. Unless our boys and girls in the schools, colleges and universities, what is to be done with the plastic, whether this bottle or plastic bags, they are going to end up at sea. And today, there are almost 150 million metric tons of plastic out at sea, not only in the Bay of Bengal. But by 2050, it is projected that it will be around 850 million of plastic, metric tons of plastic. Whereas the fish is only 812 or something. So there will be more plastic than fish in 2050, when I will not be there anyway. I'm only 70 years old. Your children, if they go to sea, they will find more plastic in their net than the fish. The society needs to wake up to the requirement of ecology. Very close to Dhaka city, look at Buriganga river. Look at other rivers, there is no oxygen, there is no fish. These rivers must be brought back. And how can we bring it back? Is the government efforts alone would be good enough? Not really. Society must wake up. In the 1980s, when we grew up, when we were young people, we saw in 100,000 people one cancer patient. But right now, maybe every 1,000 there are 2 to 3, 5 cancer patients. Why is it so? We need to ask ourselves that our environment, our waters are getting polluted. And that's why these sort of, diseases are coming back to us and costing us much more money. So GDP growth is all right. Everybody wants to have double-digit growth, It's 9%, 10% is okay. But if we forget about ecology, then this will be the situation. So I will appeal to all the entrepreneurs, to the societies, to all those who are from Bangladesh and also who are from abroad, that it should be GDP plus ecology. That means we must give due importance to GDP, also the ecology of the rivers and the sea. Only then the society can live in peace, can grow up in peace, and have the marginal happiness at the end of the day. So finally, let me say that Honorable Prime Minister has given us a task that by 2041 we should be a developed country. We should be a smart Bangladesh. To have that vision to be materialized, or to be in a sort of a smart Bangladesh, we need smart people. We need skilled people. We don't need talk shops, We have talk shops in the electronic media from 7 at night till 2 a.m. in the morning. Doesn't help much. But we need skilled manpower who can go to sea, run the ship, build the ship, bring more ships for recycling, create manpower for these jobs as I stated. Only then we will be able to fulfill the aspirations of the blue economy as well as the aspirations of the Honorable Prime Minister and the government of Bangladesh to become a smart Bangladesh by 2041. I do believe that we have that capability. You have that merit. You have that entrepreneurial skill. Only thing we need to put into practice and implement what is good for Bangladesh. Not personally for me, not personally for you. Only then we can probably cherish the goal of 2041 and start working right now. There is no time to delay. And I can tell you that God Almighty has given us a very beautiful piece of land. Very small area, but we do produce a lot of food, Not only fish, food and other even vegetables, fish and everything. We are almost in the top 5 in the world. Not only in garments, but also in production. That's we need to keep up. But keep up so that we also keep up with our knowledge about the sea. The Ministry of Education has taken steps to introduce in the curriculum of class 6 to 10 or 12 class ocean literacy. Work is going on, hopefully, if we can improve the ocean literacy in the schools and colleges, people will know what is the sea. Now, right now, people don't know that you can't drink seawater. It is so salty. It's only the coastal areas they know, but not the country's hinterland. And those are our difficulties. We have to overcome those difficulties. They are identified. If they are identified, I think we should initiate appropriate strategy to overcome those and become a smart country by 2041. Let me also thank all the participants of the Expo and also the organizer who is doing it for quite some time. I'm sure if he continues with a good lot of people, with a good committee, then 2016 when he will have the next one, you will see a much better exponent on the maritime sectors. We have some of this, many of the people have not come today's one, but we hope to see them in the next one in 2026. And I can tell you that this area has a lot of potentials. Only thing we need to put in our best. And let me also thank the people who have worked here, and they will continue to work here for next 3 days. Wish you all the best and all the success, and thank you very much for inviting me today to be here. And thank you, Excellencies, also for coming. Thank you very much. Jai Bangla.